2 billion on the way coming. All right. Okay. Happy to be, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how some people feel when they see money, but I think the feeling is different. I've been looking at this testimony of our grand upline, and yeah. Crazy. This is crazy. And this guy is not very old in the business. Okay. All right. Okay, we are going to get started. I'm just making sure that our trainer for today gets on board. Just make sure our trainer for today gets on board. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to see you here. And today is a Friday. And okay, he's here. All right, I'm gonna make him the host. All right, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, allow me usher in our trainer for today as you share your link. You share the link so that maybe you have some questions, some clarity, maybe about trading, about picking coins. This guy has one of the perfect teams so far that I know are trading well, all right? When I talk about trading well, they have been able to master the skill, him and his downlines, and they're basically making some good profits from the trades, all right? And they have kept their team onto the formula, and I see it is really working well for them. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ida Batra. I know it's an afternoon that side of India where you come from. We're happy to work with you. Today also, I was looking at the achievements. I think that's where Coach Musa will start from. The achievements of leader Nizam Sahar, who I also found in the business. And by then, when I found him in the business, I think I was a V1 when he was a V4. I was a V1, I think, when he was a V4, I remember very well. And the money he was making was alarming, like very seriously. The money he was making was alarming. And I said, I'm going to do this business. I'm going to give it time. Now I see, even this guy is not yet 2 years in Royalq. He's just maybe 1 year. I could just round off 1 year and 6 months, but that is too much time. He has been able to make over $1.92 million. And I think he was the fastest V6 because he became a V6 in 163 days to become a V6. And things worked out perfectly, all right? And he has really made some good money. I remember we also started very strong and bold using his excitement. And I think in the first 5 months, I was a V5. That's why people ask me, what happened? What happened? It is, I just know that some people along the line, they lost the vibe. They lost the vibe. I hope you have shared the link. See, we are now 30. Okay, I think allow me invite our speaker today. This guy, this leader is a crypto enthusiast. He's a trainer, and he loves Royalq. All right, and allow me usher in Coach Musa. Please take over, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Leader Julius. Thank you very much. Good morning. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon from those in the other side of the Asian countries. And yeah, so it's me, Coach Musa, once again, and it's a Friday. To the Muslim brothers and sisters, I say Assalamu alaikum. Juma Mubarak. Have a blessed Juma, and may you pray for everyone during this opportunity, and may you pray for everyone who has endeavored to join the Royalq community. Just like our leader there, who has achieved this big in the Royalq platform. Yeah, I think Leader Julia said it very clearly. With the Royalq opportunity, I normally tell my team members that whoever will not get into the Royalq opportunity now would wish someday that he or she had joined some times back. But you know, there is a common saying that almost doesn't kill a bird. I remember that was a famous talk of Jose Mourinho, the coach of Chelsea. Whenever he was interviewed and he was asked, hey, but you guys almost win. We almost won. He would say, yeah, almost does not kill a bird. We must win or we lose. So that is the thing. So almost doesn't kill a bird, truly. And so it's not good to always procrastinate. I know a number of people who are even, by the way, getting back to me currently after having told them about the Royalq opportunity, sometimes last year. And they see the consistency in the results. They see the consistency, an increase in the crypto knowledge. And they keep wondering that they really ask me, are you still in this business? Is it still existing? I told them, my friend, if you had the return on investment mindset, right? Because maybe previously somebody scammed you or told you that this would equally be the same, then you're getting it wrong. This is a world business. It's something that the world is getting into. It is real that some people still don't believe that the world is changing. Like there's a lot of transition happening in the world, simply because they lack the exposure. And sometimes I think because they just have negative mindset of change. Yeah, they just have the negative mindset of a change. But as always, we have a lot of task ahead. We have a lot of task to educate our people, beginning from our very own families. Families, we have to educate them about cryptocurrency. It's okay, even if they don't start with Royalq first, but let them have the positive mindset. Let them have that. Let them change the narrative of thinking that whatever is done online is a scam. It's upon us to actually educate these people, beginning from our families. Let them understand the concept of cryptocurrency. Let them know that the kind of money they knew back then has kept on transitioning, has kept on changing along the way. And if you bring them in that way, if you try to take them back in history, and then you try to narrate how the changes happened to where we are now and where the world is looking at, probably they will have a change of mind. They will begin looking at what you're trying to look at, because not everyone who looks sees. Yeah, and that is what vision is. Vision is seeing what others cannot see. You can have an eye opened to look, but you're not seeing. right? So it's up to us to really educate these people about cryptocurrency. Once they learn and understand the concept of cryptocurrency, Royalq would be a walkover. It will be a walkover because they will now understand when you talk about crypto trading, and more so, an automated crypto trading system. They will understand that aspect very, very clearly. So let's do that. Just imagine how many people in your family know about cryptocurrency. Just imagine how many people know about cryptocurrency within your village or within the areas you live in, right? If you have 1 out of 10, then you're not doing enough. Then you're not doing enough. Let this information reach to the grassroots. Let it reach every door. Because the more we understand, the more the people understand about cryptocurrency, the more the narratives will change. So that when now we talk about crypto trading, and then we bring in the element of an artificial intelligence, they will pretty understand. And we shall find ourselves, things changing. Yeah. And I know that time is going to come, and we shall do the needful always. Those who are still engaging in returns on investment, those who are still engaging in what we would call, fake or false coins, promoting false coins that you're not even very sure whether it will be listed or not. There are a lot of trash coins, ladies and gentlemen, and I have a real experience in a number of them. Coins that you will see, they will tell you that yes, it is at the eco stage, it is at the initial coin offering stage. You can grab it at a low price because just next month they will even forge the white paper. They will really give you a sense of direction. You see that you have a bigger picture that okay, I think this is the next probably Matish or other. But what happens? That coin will never be listed, right? Even in the decentralized exchange. I know of a coin that scammed people a lot, but I will not talk about it because it is past. But we need to be very careful. We need to be very, very careful. Why don't you deal with reality? Why don't you deal with something you already know has been established and everyone around the world is already involved in? Why don't you deal with coins that are already listed in the centralized exchange? Because for a coin to go through the listing process until it reaches the centralized exchange, it has to go through a lot of phases. A lot of phases. Yeah? The eco stage. There is also that element of the fundraising stage. Because for it to be listed, it has to have the community. It has to have people who are either holding it or who are actually buying it at that time, but in large quantity. So once the quantity is sufficient enough, that's when renowned centralized exchanges like Binance will accept to list such a coin. Now, listing is one other thing about its sustainability, because even the community, the people or the team behind that coin must do a lot still to ensure that the system is up to date, free from bugs. They need to make sure that the coin maintain its value, or rather even gain value through a lot of things they will be doing, just like Ethereum, the team behind Ethereum has done. They're really showing to the people that they are there to stay. These are projects we need to base on. If you're going to trade it, you will trade it with peace of mind because you know it is here to stay. Nothing like, nothing like you'll have an experience of what has happened in the past. So that is just a hint. Never get excited and buy a coin at an eco stage when you're not very sure about the information behind that very coin. Please, however much somebody inbox you, informing you, you know what, this is the coin now going to be listed tomorrow. Let me tell you, if you are ignorant, if you didn't know, if there is any coin going to be listed, let's say, for example, like on Binance will always inform you. They will always tell you, right? Every information, every update regarding a coin going to be listed, you will see it on the notification area on your Binance account. So if you don't see such a coin, don't ignorantly enter and begin putting your money in a coin you're not very sure about. Because before you invest in a coin, there are a lot of things you have to look at, right? You need to look at, first of all, look at the team behind the coin or the token. Look at the white paper. Look at a lot of things, right? So rather buy that one, which is going to be listed in Binance. Because if you talk about the real pump, Little Julius knows it, and a team of other people on the call, that previously we did a lot of sampling on the coins that were being listed on the exchange. And if you really time it properly, you make a lot of money at that stage of just when the time has just ended, and finally the coin is listed on the exchange. You can within 2-3 minutes you will be some good money, right? So these are the things, this is the information you need to know before you get scammed into tokens that are bugs, that are trash. All right, that said, coming back to Royalq. With the Royalq, I always advise that if you join the Royalq opportunity with the intention of trading, let's say you buy the robot because you want to trade with it. Well, that is, trading is also one other thing. Actually, the sole purpose of inventing that software, the Royalq robot, is to aid the trading, even to somebody who has no experience in trading, or someone who never had any prior knowledge about crypto trading. It is to get someone started and then learn on the process. The motivation of what you will see in terms of results as a result of the robot trading for you will be the motivation that will keep you going and learning and wanting to know more. But then I always say, using the bot is not enough. Using it passively is not enough. When you join the Royalq opportunity, give yourself time, sacrifice to learn. Learn other things along the way, because it's because of Royalq, that's why you have the opportunity to learn. No one will probably think about learning how to trade if they didn't have the Royalq opportunity. You get that? So you can learn along the process, learn other strategies, like the one shot that the team has introduced. And for you to trade the one shot, you really have to offer yourself time to learn. Learn and understand the crypto market. Learn and understand how to pick coins to trade. Learn and understand how to exit the market. Know when to enter and know when to exit. If you're going to intend to go into professional trading, don't trade because others are trading. Don't trade because somebody is telling you that this coin is doing well, and then you jump into the trade. You will not know. The person telling you that the coin is doing well probably might have joined some times back after having done probably analysis. Now you're going to join midway when the coin is at the point of a dump. And it will be, you find that from where you entered at, what you had in the mind of hitting either 1% or 2% is not a reality. The coin, the selling momentum comes in and the coin completely goes down in value, and you find yourself in a floating loss. Be a professional trader who knows what coin to trade, when to trade, right? And then when to exit the market, when to stay out of the market. Because consistency is the most important thing when you are trading. Now, if you can learn that, why don't you think of another opportunity? Why don't you think of another avenue which the Royalq opportunity has offered? That, even after having bought the robot to trade, there is also this other program aside that can benefit you. That is the affiliate marketing part. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the internet era. We have migrated through a lot of phases in the internet system. Now we are in the Web3, which is an era of blockchain. Now, any system that is within the area of blockchain is one of the most safest and the most secured opportunity. Now, if Royalq tells you that, you know what? If you activate your bot and you use it to trade, and then maybe you earn from the trade profits, there is also an opportunity that if someone uses your link to register and activate a bot, you're going to be blessed. You're going to be awarded. You're going to be rewarded. You're going to be given a bonus. Now, not only that, They even designed the system that, you know what, you can make so much more. And they broke it down in terms of, how you benefit, how you can get those bonuses in terms of the direct activation, the indirect activation, the team quantification, and so forth. And that is when the rank up structure comes in. So ladies and gentlemen, you can make so much more from if you ventured into both system. Trade, right? Because you understand how the market behaves, the days that you will do well, the days that you probably not do well. But when you go into the affiliate marketing and then you rank up, whether the market is down, whether the market is up, you are guaranteed of some bonus. I'm talking about someone who is like someone who is already V6, a V5. People around the world are activating and wants to use the bot to trade. As they activate, you earn. Somebody for you, you are stuck probably because the market is still not in your favor, but there is somebody whom the market is on his favor, is profiting. As they profit, you also profit. Isn't that amazing? Like the V6 is the global dividend, right? The global dividend. Every day is payday. Every day is payday. That is like that's like rewarding you. That is like I would call it like a pension for the work well done. Even when you're retired, even when you're no longer bringing in people, what happens? You are earning. That's a pension. So join us every day during every day that is on Tuesday when we talk about more with regards to the Royalq marketing techniques. If you want to be a good marketer, if you want to understand pretty well the Royalq opportunity, so that when you're sharing it with someone does not hesitate to join us every Tuesday where we talk about the network building. But then if you're this person who just wants to, just probably want to, you're reserved, you're not so good at talking, or you don't want to talk to somebody, but because the Royalq works and you want to use it for trading, attend Monday's training, attend Wednesday's training, and attend Thursday's training. Then if you have challenges along the way, or there's something you didn't understand quite well in the course of the other previous trainings, attend the Friday's session where you'll have your question answered, if at all you have one. Then if you're a new user, if you you're a new user in the Royalq community, or you've just activated and you pretty don't understand how the features within the robot works, join the team on a Zoom every Saturday, where you will be extensively and exhaustively be taken through the orientation so that you have a better understanding of this robot. Ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I open up the session, the Q&A session, to the members to briefly and straightforwardly ask their questions in areas they might have not understood quite well in the course of the week, so that we can see how we can go about that in the most precise and a slowed manner. All right. As we do that, we have great leaders on the call. I would like to welcome every great leader on the call. And I say, let's stay on, let's stay put. Not necessarily that it's me who will be answering. I'll be guiding the discussion. And most of the times I will also explain in some areas that may require me to explain. But we have also great leaders in the call where we can have some of those questions answered even in the chat session, in the chat area. So on the chat, you can ask the questions on the chat, you can raise up your hand and you'll be allowed to speak, and then you do so. All right. This one is saying that I want to know how to set up my candles in TradingView. They are either too long or too short. How to set up the candles in the TradingView? Or how to, I don't understand. All right. This one here. Yes, Pastor. Yes, Pastor. Pastor, you can ask. I think I'll help the other person.
Yeah, thank you
Mm.
so much. I really appreciate your work you people are doing. I really appreciate. Please, there are some app like Jumbo, that is a Captain Jumbo, that Julius used to teach on the week. I wanted to know the app so that I can have it on my phone so that I can be following the teaching. So if there's any other app that I need to have to study so that I can be able to move well.
The app to study what? To study coins or crypto or?
Yes, the app that he used to teach about the candlestick and how to know magic.
That is the candles. I mean, the app is called Trading View.
Okay,
and I don't know which phone. Yes, which phone do you use? Do you use Android or you use the iPhone?
I use Android.
Yeah, you would go to your Google Play Store and you type Trading View, and then you download it. Then after downloading it, probably you can join. I think the Monday training. Where is it Monday?
Yes.
Yes, where you'll be taken through on how to set up those, how to set up your Trading View, or probably you can as well, if your upline has already the Trading View set, probably he could help you out, or any other leader who could take you through one-on-one to just guide you on how to set it up, so that when you're coming into the training, at least you know what people are talking about when they're taking you through the Trading View.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, so any other? Guys, let's ask. Okay.
Hello.
Yes. This person is saying, kindly guide on strategies of getting downlines. I am a V1. Oh, okay. This one is saying, I want to know if it is too possible to make 100 USDT trading daily with affiliate marketing. Oh, yes. It is very possible. Dan, it is very possible to make 100 USDT, right? Is it possible to make 100 USDT trading daily without affiliate marketing? It is very possible. Very, very possible. You only need to have the capital, right? You need only to have the capital. And then you also will have to make a choice. You'll also have to make a choice on the kind of the trader you want to be. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me make this clear. When you're venturing into crypto trading, right? More so with the Royalq boat, you have two choices to make, right? You can either decide to go passive, or you can decide to go solo, or you can decide to go both. When you decide to go solo, I mean passive, it means probably you are new. And because you're new, you want a system that will continue trading and making for you profit as you learn more. Because the bot is the essence of the bot is to help you trade and earn you daily profits, even when you don't have any experience, right? Even when you don't have any experience. Like if you have the capital, the trade capital, the only task you need to do is avail the trading capital in your exchange, right? And then start up to trade, start up the boat to trade. But also, depending on the amount of capital you have, even when you're going to go passive, you can decide to either use the default system, the default settings of the robot, that the robot comes with, or else you can also decide to adjust those parameters to suit what you have as a trading capital as you trade along. Right? That is if you want to go passive. And as a passive trader, depending on the amount you use to trade, you can you should not be very, in that case, don't expect that much if you have little capital, because you're going to make within the range of 0.5 to 10% of your trading capital daily. However, sometimes you may have more or you may have less, depending on the performance of the coin you've selected to trade, right? But at least you're guaranteed you'll make daily profits, right? Now, when you decide to go solo, this is where you are this person trying to move away from, your vigor. You're having a lot of vigor to learn. You want to learn everything, right? You want to learn the technical analysis. You want to know more how this market of the cryptocurrencies behave. You want to understand you want to understand the market movement. You want to know how to pick a coin to trade. You want to know when to trade and when not to trade, right? Then this is a point where you have to offer yourself time to learn. Attend Zooms as you're being taken through on how to go about solo trading, right? So you just have a choice to make, but it is possible to make $100 on a daily basis. I'm going to give a simple scenario. Let's assume someone who has offered to go solo, and then you have, let's say, let me give it $1,000 capital, right? Somebody's mic is on. Right. So I'm giving a simple scenario of someone. Sorry. So I'm giving a scenario where somebody probably has $1,000 capital, and this person is not greedy. He doesn't want so much from the market, but he wants a consistent result. And then you offer to enter and pick only 1% from every trade you enter and trade, or from every trade the robot enters and trades for you. I mean, from every coin. Now, this is what happens. If you offer to take 1% with the $1,000 capital, 1% is easily achievable. More especially if you now learn the skill on how to pick a coin, right? How to set a preset price, and then take what you want from the market. Then put for yourself that I just want only to trade 5 times a day. The rest of the days I'm good. I only want to trade 5 times a day, right? Or even let's say 3 times a day. Now you take only 1%. 1% of $1,000 is $10. When the robot closes that trade in profit at a take profit of 1%, that is $10. Now, if you trade 3 times, that is $30. Now, if you're not very greedy, if you're this person who is patient but you want a consistent result, set for yourself that goal. That's what professional traders do. Trade 3 times a day with your $1,000 capital, but putting at the back of your mind the nitty-gritty of a solo trader. You need to have learned the skill of setting preset prices, and then you will get the 1% guaranteed, right? So it is possible. So if you have more capital, you're good to go. If you have like $10,000, and you're taking 1% from the market, hey, $100 is just in a single trade. If you're going solo. But the bottom line is you need to learn the skill. I hope that part is understood pretty clearly. Yeah. And then, we have links for the YouTube channel where you can go and watch through on how to set up your trading view. You can learn more. You can get that bigger picture. You can get a picture on what we do during the different training sessions on trading. The links are on the chat. You can tap on them and then you go and subscribe. And then after watching every video, you can like, right? And then you hit the notification button so that you know when a video is uploaded, a new video is uploaded, you're one of the very first people to know, and then you can follow it up. So I hope that question is answered. There are phones that do not support TradingView. Okay, I didn't know that. Maybe you would let me know which kind of phone. Maybe there's this kind of phone called Well, maybe you can tell us which kind of phone you are using currently that is not supporting TradingView, because I know iPhone does support and Android does support. So I don't know which other one. Probably I'm not aware about the kind of phone that do not support the TradingView app. So Liz is still insisting. Yeah, does the group send out signals to members, or you have to sort out for signals by yourself? Yeah, I trust you are in the groups. If you're not, then I don't know. But normally there are series of signals sent in the group, in the groups. At least I've known most of the groups to at least to have been enjoying some signals sent by some of the members. So if you're not part of them, then maybe I don't know. They could share a link here, and probably you join some of those groups. Yeah, but yeah, signals are always sent. Yeah, some guidance on how to protect my existing Royalq email by using Proton Mail. Do I need to create a new email by using Proton Mail, or I can just use the existing one? Now, when you're using the Proton Mail, I personally use the Proton Mail. Proton Mail is one of the most secured email service providers because they offer an end-to-end encrypted emails, meaning it's not like Gmail. Gmail does not offer an end-to-end, right? That's why you see in sometimes a lot of ads coming into your email, even from people you don't know, from companies you don't understand, right? Now, a simple example of a platform that offers end-to-end encrypted service is WhatsApp. You can never WhatsApp or send someone a message if they're not in your contacts list, right? So you need to first of all have their contacts before you can send to them. Now that is the same thing here. You can only receive emails from people you know, or people who have your emails, or who have your Proton Mail email, right, address. So without that, nobody will send you any message. So that to me, I feel that is the best. Unlike like Telegram, if you want someone, if you want say, for example, Musa, you can just go and search, and they will bring you a series of Musas, and then you choose which Musa you want, right? Because it is open, right? And therefore, sometimes it's not secure. That's why you get messages from even people you don't know on Telegram. They just get you and then they inbox you. So that is it. So Proton Mail is safe. If you are using Gmail, you can probably just change. You can just change the email. You are allowed. There is that provision for changing the email. Royalq, you can change, because I also did that, and I currently use Proton Mail, including my Binance. Yeah, so the Proton Mail is also in form of an application, just like we have Gmail application. You download it from your Google Play Store, and then you create an email for yourself. Yeah, so there's no no need to set up another. Yeah, Liz, thank you. With a capital of $100, how many coins can I trade in a passive way? A minimum or maximum? With a $100 capital. Now this still goes back to the stretch passively. I think with the $100 capital, for you to trade passively, you need to space up your margin call drops, the percentages, at every level you want the bot to buy, just in case the price of the coin drops. You need to space them up. That is if you want to, because if you for example maintain the margin call drop at 1%, and then that is 10% dip, right? Say the margin call limit is 10, and then you decide to set up your margin call drop at 1%, that is already 10% bid, meaning you're taking consideration of the robot buying until the coin goes down by 10% bid, right? Now, what if it goes beyond the 10%? That means the robot is going to remain redundant. It's just going to wait for a sell opportunity. Now, should it go beyond the 10 and let's say probably goes up to 20%? Just look at what you will have to, how long you will have to wait for the market to reverse right from the negative 20 to come to your negative 10% that the robot stopped at while buying. So you will just need to space up those percentages so that it can cover some good percentage, so that at every level, the robot is able to buy. Now, $100 is a good capital, but at times also it may be a very small capital for you to realize some good results when you're trading passively. Yeah. But with solo, I think if you go solo, yeah, you can make something, right? You can make something, yeah, worth more than what you would make if you were trading using the $100 on passively. All right. So I hope Muhammad, I answered you on that. Yeah, but yeah, you can only trade one coin with your $100. That is, if you're trading it, you're trading on passive. You're trading it passive. You can trade only one coin. Yeah. Yes. So that is that. And yeah, thanks, leaders. I think some of the questions are being answered within the chat. Let me open up again opportunity for those who may want to speak. You can raise up your hand and ask your question probably. Yeah. Do you have any more questions? Now, Liz, your question of setting, I don't understand whether you mean setting the candles or setting up the trading view, because your question is not is not very clear. Maybe you could just pick up so that I'm able to understand that better, because as if you need help, but I'm not understanding what you mean, because you're asking how to set up candles in trading view. So I don't understand that question, because you cannot set candles. Right, you cannot set candles on the trading view. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. So now, another thing probably is that I'll share my screen. When you're analyzing the coins, like Leader Julius always teach us on the different sessions, you must also remember to keep in mind the fluctuations in the prices of the coin, right? If you're, even after having established or determined where to set your preset price at, you need to still make sure that you have at least provisions for some call margins, right? So that in case the market doesn't really go in your favor, you can still, you want, the bot can buy, so that at least you are not kept in the floating loss for long. Because the essence of the bot buying is normally to reduce the average price, or to create an average price that is closer to the price at which the bot made a buy, other than the first buy the bot made. Because when the bot makes a fast buy and then you allow the robot to remain redundant, even after having seen the market is already going against you, you will have to take in a lot of time, right? It will take you some time for the market to reverse and move from right where from that percentage where the market is to come to your average price and go above it, and then your trade is closed at a profit. So I'm gonna show you something as I share my screen. Yeah, this one is asking what happens when you pause your trade when it is in a floating loss. Nothing happens. just like you want to make it invisible. You want to make it invisible, probably, and then secondly, you just want probably the bot not to pick up any of your money again to put on that particular coin. That is another way of like stopping stopping margin call. Yeah, stopping it so that the robot cannot continue buying, because probably you're seeing the market is dipping. But the good thing is, yeah, it just hides it for a while. But when the market bounces, yeah, you'll see it also already in positive. The negatives will disappear. Then when you restart it, you're able to close. The robot is able to close that in. Is able to close your trades in profit. Yeah. So that's just a way of hiding it. Or probably you're not impressed at looking at the red color. You just want to assume that let it appear as if it is not there. Yeah, but nothing happens. Yeah, nothing happens. Yeah. All right, I want to share my screen. I want to show you something on the trading view, more especially for those who like trading the fib levels. Those who like trading the fib levels. I want to give you a simple scenario of that person who has traded a set price and is waiting for the price to reach it before the bot can pick it up or before the bot can buy. I want to give you some two scenarios sorry about that. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. I want to show you this something here. You pardon me if my background is not fair. I'm home and the kid is just following me up. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me share my screen. Show us this. Okay. All right. It is kind of responding. How you guys my network is cutting, so that I can repeat what I'm going to show you briefly. I'm going to try to take the rest on. For people who like trading the fib levels, when I talk about trading the fib level, I mean by now it's important to understand that there are key fib levels from which we can establish our entry, or fib levels that present us very good areas of value from which we can set our entry price when we want to trade, right? So those prominent levels are 1000. And then there is sorry, but okay, there's this other one, the 100 area. There's the 100, and then just a minute. Just a minute. I'll try to work this out. All right. There is this the fee levels at which we can create our price depending on the direction of the market. Our 100 have this level, this 1.0%. Then we have the 50%. Then we have the 0%. And that is the fifth one. There is an area between the 6.8 and then the 50%. Those are key areas that provide very good entry points. Now, for an uptrend, right? For an uptrend, what happens is, as the general rule of thumb, as we all know, and we have all been taught on different findings, that when the 100% fib level is down and the 0% fib level is up, it indicates an uptrend. It means previously the previous trend was an uptrend. As we can see from this, we can see from here that just a minute, but the thing is responding very slowly, so you have to pardon me, and we just go through it slowly because it is kind of respond.
Yeah, network is cutting off on. Yeah, we are not hearing well.
That is unfortunate. All right, let me just explain that so that all right. Maybe what I can do, let me stop this screenshot. Let's have and just to make sure that we are not affected. Let me cut off that and stop screen sharing. Okay. Let me just stop screen sharing. All right. So is it okay now? Is this still cutting, or it is fair now?
It's clear.
I want to explain something here. It's clear now, right? So let me just pick a candle to explain that. I'll take a screenshot, then I share my screen so that I use the screenshot I've taken from the chat to explain something.
I don't know what happened.
Sorry?
It's now clear.
Okay.
Now clear. Yes.
Okay. Let me check this. All right. Good. Now, let me share my screen and then use this just to explain what I'm trying to mean. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to use this just to explain what I was trying to mean. Now, as I said earlier on, that we have three trends in the market. There's what we call an uptrend, right? We have the uptrend, an uptrend, and then we have a downtrend, and then we have a sideways market. Now, in a uptrend, when we're using the Fib levels or the Fibonacci retracement indicator to help us determine the trend, what happens is this. On the Fib level, on the Fib indicator, the Fib levels will be marked from 0 to 100. Like those are the key areas, right? There could also be negatives, and those are the positive beyond the 100%. But then I'm going to concentrate on this 0 and then the 100%. Now, when the 100% Fib level is down and the 0% Fib level is up, like we see here, this is our 100%, and then the 0% is up. It means the previous trend, as indicated by the dots you're seeing slanted towards the right, was an uptrend. It is an uptrend. So what happens here is that since it is an uptrend, or since the previous trend was an uptrend, for this trend to continue upwards beyond, for the market to continue upward, the market will have to pull back in three key areas. It will have to either pull back to the 50% level, or it has to pull back to the areas between the 50 and the 61.8%, or it will have to pull back to this point, to very 61.8%. Now, that is where the market will have to pull back. So it will have to come back to gain momentum either at that level or an area between the 50 and 61.8, or at this level before it can reverse and continue up. Now, for someone who is a Fib level trader, what you will do is, if you realize that the previous trend was already an uptrend, and let's say, for example, you come across a candle that is either appearing like this, it has not yet touched the 50%, or it is not yet within the 50%, or you have a candle that has already touched the 50% Fib level, or a candle that is already within the area between the 50 and 61.8, or a candle that has already touched this level. Just be rest assured that this is a very great pullback. Actually, a pullback that comes up to the 61.8% is the best pullback, because it will present to you a very long percentage, right? It will present for you a very high percentage. Now, what you need to do is this. If you're a Fib level trader, if you realize that the candle, you want to set your trap at the 50%, you've already seen that the previous trend was an uptrend, as evidenced by the dotted slanted line towards the right. And you have in the back of your mind that for this trend to continue upward, the market has to pull back, right, to this 3 level. What is going to happen is you can set your trap here at the 50% level for as long as the candle has not yet touched it. Any part of the candle has not yet touched it. It can be the body or the wick. You set your trap at the 50% Fib level, right? After setting there, don't relax. Give provision for another extra pullback. The market may reverse from the 50% Fib level, or probably it may go up to this midway between the 50 and 61 before it reverses, or even come up to the 61.8% before it reverses. So the best thing to do as you set your trap at the 50% Fib level, go to your your tools, get your price range, measure this distance from the 50% Fib level up to the 61.8% Fib level. Look at what percentage that is. That is, if you want to give only one margin call, that percentage, if it is 2%, is the percentage you're going to put for your margin call drop for the first call, right? You will put in the margin call drop for the first call. Now, if you're going to base on this system, then you have to use the martingale strategy of
of the multiple of 2, because that one you will get very, very good profit out of that. Okay, so that is how you set up when you want to use the pullback as an entry opportunity, right? If you find that the previous trend was a downtrend and already the 0 is down, 100% is already up. That signifies a downtrend, right? From what you've been taught. Now, it means the market was coming down. Normally also, once the market comes down, as the rule of thumb states, for this trend to continue downwards, the market will first of all have to reverse. Remember, in that instance now, the 50% will be here. Then the 61.8% will again be up. Now the market will have to reverse or pull back, right? Or retrace to those levels, either the 50 or the area between the 50 and 60 or the 68.1%. So once it touches those lines, then you'll see the market coming downwards again. However, there's some instances where the market will not obey, right? It will not reverse within those levels, depending on the momentum at which the trend is going. If the momentum was so high, sometimes it surpasses those levels and continues up, right? Just like we would see the previous night, where we expected most of the indicators were speaking the same language when most trades were set. But then, I don't know whether it was because of the Ethereum merge. What happened was that there was a drop. It did not obey. If you check on your charts, you realize that we expected a reversal, right, around this area for most. But what happened? The areas were not obeyed. Instead, the market went down. And currently, most of the markets are around here. So we are anticipating they're already going to reverse upwards. So that is a simple one. Now, the other instance is if the 0% was down and you're setting it and you're setting that level as your entry price, what you need to do is this. Give yourself some measurement, right? If the trend was already coming downwards towards the 0 point, you can set your trap at the 0% level, but then measure the distance between the 0 to the negative 23. Set that as your first call, right? I mean, not call, but set it as your margin call drop for the first call. Then measure from the 23% to the 38.2%. Measure that distance from there again and set the percentage you'll get there as the percentage for your second margin call drop or the second call, right? Because once that happens, probably it may change here. The market may reverse from here, or probably it may surpass the 0% and comes and changes or reverse the negative 23%. Or rather, it may still go up to the negative 38. So you are a professional trader who is not taking chances, right? Because what you fear most is the floating loss. So you don't go with excitement and then you just enter trades. No, you need to give consideration for a pullback. Like, for example, you see this. You see here, this area. This was a pullback, but did it really come exactly? Did it land at the 61.8% level exactly? No. That was, because of the fluctuation, it went a little below it, but this is a negligible percentage anyway. That may be 0 point something, right? But those are the scenarios you're putting at the back of your mind. Just imagine now you had set your entry price here, and then you only wanted the bot to only buy at this point and expecting the market to reverse immediately. What would have happened? You see, this would be another drop. Now, if this was 2%, imagine if the robot had bought again at this level, you'll save yourself some percentage, because you'll have the journey now rallying from here upwards. And this is the opportunity for more profits, or a bigger profit than, first of all, you entering at this point, then the market goes down by negative 2%, because it is going to reverse at the 61.8% fib level before, So that will be a negative 2. So you have to wait a little longer for the market to reverse, for the negative to first of all clear away before you can reach, somewhere here and then begins profiting. That is just in a simple layman's term what I'm trying to mean. Yeah. So I hope that part is a little bit is a little bit clear. All right. I hope it was clear. Hey, my screen was not. My screen was off. Was my screen up? Okay. I thought, yeah, my screen was on. Okay. Yes. Wealthy Queen, please unmute yourself and ask.
Good morning, Coach Musa.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone on the call. Thank you very much for your explanations. Please, I have 3 questions, so let me just mention all of them. One is, I've been trying to look at my question is, can one work with the Royalq 24-hour volume list and the hot list and combine it with the indicators in TradingView to pick a trade? Because I've noticed I was trying out some things and I noticed that, for instance, I'll go on Royalq, look at maybe the 5 lowest from either the volume list or the hot list. But then when you check some of those coins and to check it with the parameters on TradingView, let's say the 3 indicators we are currently using, you find out that it doesn't match. But maybe at the end of the day, you find out that the coin that was on Royalq had moved up. The price had gone up. That means there was some form of profit on that. So I'm trying to wonder, can one stick with using the 24-hour hot list alone, or can you marry it with the TradingView, or just keep them separately? Then my other question has to do with the candles, the candlestick, and then the VSA. I want to find out now. I know those candles move the way the market is going, but is there a time frame to wait before you know whether a candle is going to be green or red? Because you now see, like for instance, we are told when you see the lower low, you wait for the next green candle, and then maybe you can enter a trade from there if the other 2 indicators are okay. But you may want to get into the trade seeing that it has started off with a green candle, and before you know it, it becomes red. So is there a time frame to, like, say you're under 1 hour, wait for 10 minutes or wait for 15 minutes before you go in? And then the other one on the VSA bars, does it normally change? For instance, if it starts with blue, will it be blue for that 1 hour, or will it change along the line, along the time frame? Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, Wealthy Queen. Let me begin from the last one. The VSA, the volume spread indicator, is just like sports market. It shows you the volume of that coin being traded at that very time. Now, depending on the time frame you've selected, those bar or the colors of the bars can change. Let's say, for instance, the candle has just started. Let's say the market has just opened. Yeah, so the session has just started, and then people are already trading. Along the way, probably if it was a buy opportunity, in the course of the session, you will see the color changing, or the color will change depending on how many people entered into the market and bought. If the volume, based on what they use for analyze, because those are indicators that were designed by some people using certain parameters. Now, if the volume of that coin traded is worth being categorized within the high or the very high or the average volume, definitely the color will change at the end of the session, right? Or in the course of the session, because you can see it happening, because it is in real time. So those volumes changes, but if the parameter that was designed that the VSA was designed on, or that was based on to design the VSA, indicates that the volume of that coin traded within that time, within that trading session, was below what would allow it to be categorized as the average or the high or the very high volume, then it will remain blue. You get that? So that is one. That is one. So the color can change sometimes along or even after because if you notice very well, if you like noticing very well, normally towards the end of the session, you even see some momentum tends to increase. Like the momentum, if it was a buying momentum, you see that even there is an increase even in the size of the candle. If it is a sell momentum, you even realize that the candle is even increasing in size. It is becoming more red, it is becoming more longer, right? So normally towards the end of every session, there's some serious momentum. And the momentum at which the candle is going to close at or close with, right, within the time session is going to determine the next session, how the next session will be like. If the momentum was a buying momentum and the candle closed, right, when it was increasing in volume, when it was constantly increasing in volume, in size, the next candle, if it be a bullish candle, you will see it will begin by shooting up, right? Then along the way, it can decide to reduce. So normally the momentum at which the previous session closed at determines what the momentum of the next session, right? When it starts. Now, I hope that was a little clear. I guess it's not clear, maybe some other
please.
may come in and understand. Now, the other part of the volume, the 24 hours volume. Well, personally, I don't use that, right? Me, I prefer using the trading view, because the trading view really gives you an insight of how the market behaved previously, how the market is behaving now, to help you determine how the market is going to behave in the next, in the next session, as you plan to enter the market. You get that? So for me, I find that the trading view is presents more real-time opportunity for trading than the trading volume, the 24-hour trading volume. Because you may use the 24 hours volume and let's say it was indicating high volume. But are you very sure today it may be again high volume?
Exactly.
You're not certain, right? Or if yesterday it was low volume, are you sure today is going to be a high volume? So you're not certain. So I rather look at the market in a more clear picture using the trading view. That's why you see when you're analyzing, you start from the bigger time frame. The bigger time frame helps to cover up even those other areas of the 24 hours. Like for example, if you choose one day, that's already 24 hours, right? Now look at how the coin behaved in the previous one day, right? And then it will help you determine how it will behave today or tomorrow. Because let's assume, I think I needed to share my screen to explain that. Let me see. My challenge is the trading view. It affects my network, but I will use the picture I just screenshot, right? Let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. Right, here we go. Right, now, look at this scenario. Unfortunately, it does not have the VSA, but I think you will understand as I explain. Look at this candle, this bullish candle, the long green candle. Now, now this is 1 hour. Anyway, this is a 1 hour time frame. Now let's assume this was a 1 day time frame. Huh? This was a 1 day time frame, and I've already looked at this candle. This was a very serious bullish momentum, right? During that session, people bought, right? People bought. But now, what is going to happen? If you know the rule of thumb that whenever there is too much buy in the market has to correct. The market has to correct itself, right? It has to correct itself. Like for example, if you have a rubber band and you pull it, it has to go back to its original position, isn't it? It may not remain there forever, or it cannot go beyond that. It has what we call they used to tell us it's elastic limit, right? Now, if the market moves from here, you see, that was only a single coin that almost took the entire session. You see, right from here, almost close to, there was 0%. So it was only one candle that determined the session. Now, what is going to happen if you use the 24 hours volume to enter the market? Look at what is going to happen. You see this retracement? From here, look at this candle here, this red candle. What happened? What happened? What happened? Imagine from here, the session opened from here, right? It opened from here. Let me just use another color to. You see, when this candle was formed, the session opened. I mean, the market closed there, right? And that closing price was the next opening price for this other red candle. Now, because of the excitement that some people have, thinking that the market is still going to, it may behave like it was in the previous session. Look, it is somehow obeyed, right? For people who entered at this point, for people who entered from here, took some good percentage because the market went up to the highest point there, right? This is some good percentage, no doubt. However, what happened then? Look at this drop. From here, the market dropped back to where it started, right? Now, for someone who was excited and was waiting a little more, this person is already at a 0 point, has made nothing from the market. Because it started and went up and came back to the very point it started, right? At the very point the session started. Now, what happened then? From here, after coming back here, right? From there, it came here. It did not stop there. It continued down up to the lowest price registered in that session. But because normally, because people are trading 24 hours, I'm entering trade, others are exiting, the market somehow favored those who entered here. Because when the price lowers, it is an entry opportunity to most people. Because the principle is we are buying low, we are selling high. So with the market coming down to this point, this is the low. This is the low. Of course, this was the high in that session. This was the open, okay? And this is the close. This part here is the close. I'm talking with reference to the red candle. Now, the market opened, went up to the highest price registered within the session, but that is not where it closed. It came back to the very point it started, came even further down to the lowest price registered. That part written low is the lowest price registered in the session. Then what happened? It did not close there. By the time it came to the low, some people entered the market. So there was some buying, some some people made some buy. And when you buy, you are reducing the supply, the supply of the coin from the market. And as it reduces, what happens? The value goes up. Now, because of that factor, what happened here was from the low, the market somehow went up. And by the time the session was ending, this is where it closed at. Now, if you are using the volume, the 24 hours volume to analyze the market, you won't win it. But if you are using the chart, having seen this, that, okay, the market went up, probably it is now time to pull back or retrace or for the market to correct itself. But for the correction to happen, I always know that it must retrace or pull back by up 50 or about 61.8%. For if this market is to continue going up, it must retrace. That is what you'll have in the back of your mind. Now, if that is true, you won't enter out of excitement when this candle closes from this point. You will not enter. You will wait for a retracement. You will set a trap here, just like I said, right? So that from there, you see what happened? After the retracement, you can set it here or here. You find that at the end of it all, after it retracing at this point, now the market is again going up. That is what a patient professional trader would do. So personally, I don't use the 24 hours volume. I hope the part is clear and understood.
Yes, thank you very much.
Now, yes. And then the other question was, did I answer all? I think there
yes,
was
in the explanation you
VSA.
covered it. I was trying to know if there is a time to wait, maybe to see how the candle was going to form.
It is, yeah. If there is time to wait, now this is what I would advise. This is what I would advise Wealthy Queen. When you're entering a trade, right? To me, if you want a good winning trade, learn how to set preset. Now, normally I recommend, like for me personally, I recommend to the team members that you be patient, because you want to be a professional trader and you're going solo. Know when to trade, know when you want to enter the market. All right. So if you know that you want to enter the market probably in the next hour, begin your analysis now. Right. If you come across a chart of this nature and you're seeing that the market is it has already hit the 0% level, the 0% fib level, because previously it was an uptrend. What you do, you set your preset price here and then give provision for a pullback, a little pullback to the 61.8%. Because most of the time if you set it at this level straight away, sometimes it may not come here. It may only trace at 50 and then goes up, depending on the momentum at which it was coming down, right? Yes. So set it here and open a margin call for this level, right? There you will be safe, because you will know definitely there's a retracement going to happen. I mean, after a retracement, it will continue a little bit up, even when it will continue down, but at least, right, you would have collected some profit from the market. Yeah. So you have to be patient and wait. You have to really be patient and wait, for the candle to fully form. If you use the ABCD, the ABCD V1 indicator, like we're seeing here. Leader Julius told you that normally what happens is this. This is the traditional candles. I'm using a traditional candle. If you're using the the ABCD V1 indicator, I think I would recommend you use the Heikin-Ashi candles, because unless you know something in relation to the patterns formed, but you would use the Heikin-Ashi candles, and then, just as we always say, if it was a downtrend, right, and you see a candle that looks like a doji or a spinning top, probably you know that the downtrend pressure or momentum is reducing. So most likely, anytime soon, there will be a reversal, right? Now, you shouldn't just enter because you're seeing a doji candle. You shouldn't enter because you're seeing a spinning top candle, right? All right. What you need to do is be patient, wait for that doji-like candle to form full, even if it is green. Let it close, right? If it has closed, then it will give you a clear picture that, okay, I think now I can enter from somewhere there, above or at that point where the candle closed. But if you see that the candle form, be it a spinning top or a doji, is red in color, there is still a lot of indecision. So first, be patient. Wait for a green one and allow the green one to close before you can enter. I hope that is clear. I would have demonstrated, because this is a chart containing the traditional candle, so I will not do that for now. I hope that question is clear.
Yes, thank you very much, my leader. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, okay. Any other? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much, Cyprian and Leader Julius. All right. Any other question, probably? Yes, the great. The great. You can unmute yourself, please, and share with us what you have in mind.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, sorry.
Good morning.
It's because there's high sunshine here in Cameroon.
Okay.
And I haven't gone out. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So, Coach Musa.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can get you clearly, please.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to pose a question, but I would love to share my screen.
Okay. All right, you can share your screen.
Okay. I wanted to ask the question in respect to the candle, the Hakinashi candle.
Yes.
Because you did said there must be a doji. Sorry. Okay, here. So can you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly well.
Okay. Here is this. I wanted to enter to go through the Matic coin, and I saw a lot of around here. I saw a lot of cells up here, where there's the way I found a blue, but when the market wanted to enter the red candle, I did not see the sign. Like the small, the wick, as you were explaining.
Let me just a minute. Let me just a minute. Okay. So let me check. So you were saying
there was a change in the market because if you observe the candle up there, there was increase in buying. And when the market wanted to, the downtrend or the change in the market, there was no signs of the doji. There was no doji sign before it moved to another or the bear market.
That is in which probably you would point which area. If you first tap on the three dots at the bottom of your screen.
Okay, sir.
Then tap on the chart type.
Chart type.
Okay, so that's Haikanashi. Okay, you go back. Now you try to you reduce it down. I'm seeing your candle. Which phone is this? Is it an Android or is it an iPhone?
It's an Android, sir.
All right. I was expecting to see some real candles, the red candles with wicks. But nevertheless, you were saying that
because I was surprised in the explanation. There was the presentation of wick, as you said, that you will see wick either in size where you see the small wick up and the down.
Yeah. So
before you observe the change in the either bull or bear.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I am not seeing your wick or the wicks, but you try to increase for me the size, please.
Maybe you change your candles. These look like not Haikanashi candles. These are different candles, my leader.
I'm trying to see. Yes, I'm trying to look. You first tap on your on the chart type again, because the Haikanashi candles have that characteristics of the wicks on either top or bottom, depending on the candle being reflected. First, go back to the ordinary candles.
I should take the ordinary candle.
The
hollow.
No, the candles down ones. The down ones. You go back again. Go back. Chart type. There is a candle. There's this other. Are you seeing where the hollow is?
Yeah, the hollow candle.
Leave the first one on the favorite, about the down or the first line down. There's the bars, the candles, and then the hollow candles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
the
tap on
bar,
the
the column.
candles,
Yeah.
one, the middle one, the candles, the one written just the candles.
Okay. I've
Okay.
that.
So this is the traditional candles, right? These are
Yes,
traditional candles, and first try to reduce the height of the VSL, reduce the height so that we have the chart centered probably. No. A minute. Do you see the area separating the VSA where the word volume analysis is, and then the green lines on the stochastic RSI?
Yes, sir.
Now, you try to touch there and drag it down. Touch and drag down. Yes. No. Down, below it, tap below it. Just that area. There's some small, yes, good. Now, you reduce also the other one, the stochastic RSI, pull it down. No, you handle that. You tap, you hold the area between the volume, between the word volume analysis. There is some line drawn there. I don't know whether you're seeing. It is faint, horizontal line, but faint.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Dotted.
Not dotted. It is faint. Just tap on the screen once first. Yes, that one. Okay, down. Pull it, push it down. All right, there. Then also there is that faint line just above the word stock RSI. That horizontal faint line. Touch the screen once first. Touch the screen once first to get rid of the dotted line. Just touch the screen once. Okay. Then you hold on that line and drag it down also. Okay. All right. Now you go back to the Heikenash candles. Let me see.
Okay, sir.
Your Heikenash candle is very unique. But
can I use the normal candle?
It is okay. You can use the normal candle. Use that one now. But
Okay.
what you were going to see was very clearly what I'm talking about. But you can, let's go to the...
Maybe tampered with the settings.
For the Heikenashi?
It's what I think.
You first tap on your candle. First tap on your candle.
And Dr. Julius.
First tap on the candle.
Okay.
Just tap on the candle, please.
Am I doing it the right way, sir?
Yes. And then, no, you tap on it again. No, the candle itself. Just tap on the candle. Huh? Okay. And then are you seeing the other? There is a dot. Are you seeing up there written Matic? Something like that. Matic.
Yes, Matic.
First tap on the three dots. I think you will have to do some one-on-one. Okay, because it seems the settings is somehow tampered with, because it in reality has to, a Heikenashi candle must have the width. If it is a green candle, it must have a wick on top. And then the red one must have a wick at the bottom, at the close, arising there. So, because it would be very clear if you had that, so that I show you what the doji means. But you were saying, okay, let's just explain it with respect to just what you asked, that you're not seeing a doji. Yes, but then I want to give a simple example. Do you see just right there, after the series of green candles, do you see some small candle, which is like a dash, a red one in
Yes,
color.
sir. Up here, yes,
Now,
sir.
that is, if the high inclination candle was clear, that was a doji. That is a doji. The color is green, is red. That
It's red, very
signifies
tiny,
yes, a trend reversal, right? Because the next series of red candles are already representing the sellers in the market. That's why I was saying that for you to enter the market, be very sure if it was a downtrend. If you see, because downtrend is represented by red candles, right? If the doji formed or the spinning top or probably the harami formed is, the candle formed is a red candle. Please don't enter fast. Wait for a green candle. If the green candle formed is a doji, if the doji formed is a green candle, then wait for that doji to close, right? Then you enter from the close of that green doji candle, right? As simple as that. If you see the market was in an uptrend and you immediately see another color of a candle, which is a doji, which is of course the red candle, hey, exit the market unless you're prepared to wait when the market goes down, right? Yes. All the part is clear. Mm-hmm.
Does it mean that the best time to enter is when the market is at a bull?
Exactly. Listen, the principle of trading is you want to buy low at the lowest point possible, right? So that you can sell high and maximize from the profit. You cannot buy from up unless you're doing futures, right? Where you can enter on any side, whether it is downtrend or uptrend, and you still profit. But with the sports market, your interest should be entering down or when the price is down, and then you profit when the price goes up. And the best thing is why we go into the training is that we want you to have that skills of determining when to actually, which area, which would be the best area of value, when to really enter the market. Because you're looking at a point within the trend where completely it has been exhausted and you can't help it rather than, do a reversal. That is what you're looking for, right? Which is, of course, we use the downtrend to determine our entry point.
The downtrend is the best trend to determine the entry point.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, sir. But another last question, because you said if you want to enter, if you are using the RSI and volume, if you want to combine the three indicators to use them, it means that they must relate. The bull up here must tally with the volume spread indicator.
Yes.
Because that's what I saw in the one of the conditions.
Yes, that is true. And of course, you see the different schools of traders, right? There are people who particularly will just use the trend, the pattern, the movement. And for them, they're good. They just look at the candle and say, yeah, this is a good one. I think I am prepared to enter. Then there are those who will have to use the trend lines, right? They'll have to first draw the trend lines, draw the areas of support, the resistance, so that they have a picture within the chart where they will concentrate. So they may draw it on the larger time frame. Then they now come down to they do the analysis in the larger time frame, and then they confirm it within the smaller time frame. Then they will enter. There are those who will have a combination of all those. Or there are those who may even use the indicator. But what we do as a team, we always recommend what we think will give you the best strategy for winning a trade, right? So, if you get acquainted with all that, first, make sure that if you're going to use the indicators, and then you're going to use certain candles to give you an insight of whether the market is going to reverse or not, make sure that all those things you're going to use should be speaking the same language, right? If you find the other one not speaking the same language, then you better be patient and make sure that it is speaking the language. Then you can enter. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, like in the morning, I wanted to enter a trade. I saw the bull was up, and the line, the RSI, the blue line was in front of the orange line. As one of the conditions to enter the market. But when I come to the volume spread indicator, It was instead the blue candle when I draw this line, when I use this line to see the if they tarry, if they are respecting the yes.
So that is,
and the downer part did not correspond.
Exactly.
The volume spread.
If you're using the VSA and you're using the stochastic, right? And probably let's say your eyes is looking at a candle that shows a market, that gives you an insight of a market reversal. Okay, the common one is of course the doji, but we have other candles that really gives you an insight of the market reversal, which may look similar. And a typical one is of course the spinning top, right? The spinning top has a small body, but with wicks which are almost the same size, both the upper wick and the lower wick. Then we can have this other, what you would really call the pin bar. The pin bar almost looks like the spinning top, but the difference here is the lower wicks normally, right? The lower wicks normally is longer than the higher wicks. Then you have the doji. So those are the key ones if you're using, and then the hammer. Now the hammer is not common when you're using. It's not really so common when you're using the high, the high Kanashi candle. It is very imminent when you're using the traditional candles, right? Yeah. Yes. So those are just the thing. But as long as you see something like that, yeah, that should help you know what to do next. Yeah.
If one of the indicators work against, it means that it is a danger zone, if I may go to where. If they are combining the three.
Well, sometimes, but also not sometimes, right? Because what I know is we don't control the market. The indicators we use helps us to have an insight on how the market is, right? It's not a guarantee that, okay, this is now it. Sometimes the market can go against us because we have a team of traders, very many of it all over the world. Where you're looking at as an entry opportunity, probably billions of people are doing the same, right? Where you're looking at as an exit opportunity in the market, very many millions of people are also doing the same. So probably it is in the hands of the traders. It is them who control. But the indicators, collect some data to give you an insight. That's why I was explaining earlier on that much as you determine you're setting your entry price, put into consideration some provision for a margin, for a further pullback, for a drop beyond or below the areas you set as your entry price. You get that? Because you don't control the market. I hope that part is clear.
It's clear, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me have Rashid.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Dere, then maybe I'll conclude with Godad. Yeah, that something like that.
Good morning, Coach Musa.
Good morning.
Okay. I have a challenge with my downline. And after he registers on Binance, it only opens for her at the browser, that she cannot have the app icon on the phone directly. She can't access it. And the downline is my daughter anyway. So I don't know how can we load money, can we do, or we must get it right before we load it. It's right. Can't install Binance BTC. BTC 600 plus crypto NFT. That's what it writes after installing.
That is Binance.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You said has she already downloaded it and installed it in her phone?
Yes. She did.
Downloaded it. It will download fully. After downloading, it will just bring that I should try again, that it cannot be installed.
Now you need to free up your space. I mean, you free up your phone. Have enough space.
That's what I told her.
You are having some games. Now those games are not profitable. You can delete them. and have something that will make money. You just free your phone so that you have enough space. Because remember, these are applications that also run within the console of the phone. So you have to.
Thank you so very much. I suspected that. Thank you.
Yes. iPhone 30.
Yeah, my leader, good morning.
Good morning. Now your network, my friend. Your network is bad. Excuse me. iPhone 30, your network is bad. I can't hear you. I really cannot hear you. I guess the rest are also not getting what you're saying. So I really can't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, Rona, please mute yourself.
Thank you, Coach Musa.
Welcome.
And I also have a challenge on my candles. Whenever I try to highlight like a candle for it to show me the open, close, high, and low, it doesn't. I tried to check my settings, but I failed to know where I might have touched, but I don't know.
Wait. Maybe you share your screen. You mean the candle itself or the indicator?
Yeah, the candle, like you check a particular candle. You know, when you highlight a particular candle, there's where it shows you on top, it shows you the open, close, high, and low. And sometimes it is necessary when you want to measure something. I wanted to know how I can reset it.
You try to tamper with the settings of the chat, or
I'm not sure, because sometimes I find my phone settings are changed and I recheck them. I always recheck them because I have some grown-up girls always go in my phone sometimes, but I don't know how it happened, because previously it was showing, but nowadays it doesn't.
Okay, and maybe the last one, a quick one. Do you always save do you save your chat when you make some setup, something like that? Do you save it?
Sometimes maybe when I take screenshots. Maybe when I take screenshots, but I don't think they are saved when I just peruse through them.
No, normally there's some provision for settings. Huh? I mean for saving. Yeah. There is somewhere there.
After changing the setting?
Yeah. After making any change in the setup, there's a provision always on the trading view that gives you, you go to the chat, you tap on the three dots at the bottom of the screen, and then
Can I share my screen and you direct me?
Okay, you can do that. Just a minute. Okay. You can share.
Okay. Are you getting me there? You're not seeing my screen.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Wait, just a minute, please. Just a minute.
I'm there. I'm on.
Okay, you can share.
Okay. Are you getting me?
I'm not seeing your screen.
But I'm sharing. Do I have to touch anywhere for me to share the screen? Because
yeah, on your screen there is a word share. I don't know whether you see.
On my Zoom chat, eh?
Yes.
Where is it?
Share just down there at the bottom of the screen. There is the word share. Have you seen it on your Zoom app? When you open it, there should be provision for mute, start video, share, participant, like that. Then you tap on share.
She's not on the call.
Oh, she's off. All right, maybe the last one. Ludovic, I think it may be the last one for now.
Hi, good morning, Coach Musa. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yes, how are you this morning?
I'm good.
No, I'm good. Thank you. I had a nice and easy question. You know, my struggle recently has been when I'm entering the market. You know, I think I'm entering at a certain price, but in actual fact, I wasn't watching the 1 minute time frame, and in the 1 minute time frame, the price went up, and you know, resulting in entering at a position where I didn't have to. So my question is, do I need to be watching the 1 minute time frame when entering to make sure that you know? So in actual fact, is it better to watch two screens, to be watching two time frames?
Now that one is a choice, but I don't recommend it. It may be your own strategy, but to me that doesn't work. Now what I do is, unless you want to enter at current price, but when you're setting a preset price, trust me, if you, for example, analyzed your coin from the 4 hours time frame, right?
Yes.
There is already, you know, you've already analyzed it. Come into the 1 hour time frame, then set a preset price. Now, a preset price necessarily is not a current price. At least it is a price that you want the robot to enter the trade at, or to go and pick your money and put on that particular coin once it is reached, right? So it isn't
4 hours to 1 hour.
Yes. That is the best, because at least it gives you that time. You're not in a hurry, remember? You are doing something. After analyzing, you are now setting a price down, right? You are like, you know, setting a trap down. So that as the market is coming down, it comes and picks that. So you will not put it there and then, unless you had set in the closest current price to where in the closest price where the current price was. That's when maybe it will easily pick up. But if you set it early enough, it cannot pick up until it will give you some time, right? At least you will take some time before, you know, that is picked. But if you join in real time, then once you tap on start, it will pick up straight away. You get that? So you don't necessarily need two charts, honestly. No, you really don't do that. If you're using the real preset price, you don't need two charts, unless it is a strategy you want to use as you, right? That as I'm doing this, I want to see how the coin is performing within 1 hour. As I want to enter in 1 hour's time frame, I want to see how it is performing in 1 minute, right? That one is just to help you make some little bit of comparison. Like people who draw trend lines, sometimes they draw trend line to come and check in the lower time frame to see if it is obeying what they've drawn, right? So it's just a strategy you can use.
My strategy, you know, it led me into re-editing the preset price because I was setting it way too low. So, but you know what? I'll work on that. But thank you for answering my question.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. I think, ladies and gentlemen, the questions are endless, but I think at least your presence in the meeting has been of help to you. At least you have learned something, one or two, and what you learned, please go and practice. If it was helpful, use it. If there was something that didn't impress you, you can also ignore that. But the purpose of the meeting of the sessions always is to give us a chance of sharing freely, because most of the times in the course of the week, the trainings are almost one person centered, right? The trainer centered. But normally a session like this is just to allow us freely interact and have a better understanding of what we previously didn't have a better understanding on. So let's meet again next Friday, God's willing. and we shall go through more in the areas probably that was not handled. But in the same time, you also don't fail to attend the daily Zooms. At least you will have something to learn from. However much it looks, similar and repeated, there is always a reason why something is always repeated, right? So at least take chance and be there always if you have some time. At least be there, because there's something always to learn from every meeting we have, right? And we have amazing leaders. You can learn from any of the leaders at will. Okay, it has been, I'm humbled to have everyone on board, at least all those who attended. I must say, God bless you, and let's catch up again next Saturday. And yeah, so from me to you, I say have a good afternoon. Yeah, that was a 2 hours straight discussion. So yeah, let's have a good afternoon and see you next Friday. Okay. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you.